There's a book out there that I would encourage people to read called Boundaries: When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life. It's by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. And the book is really designed to help you create boundaries in personal relationships. And they define it by calling them personal property lines. This is a stance you can do to take control of your life again. But they had this clip in here that I wanted to read. It says, "We are responsible to each other, but not for each other. Problems arise when boundaries of responsibility are confused. We are to love one another, not be one another. For example, I can't feel your feelings for you, think for you, behave for you, or work through your disappointments for you. And you can't feel mine. No one can grow in the Lord without working out his salvation with fear and trembling." This is Philippians 2:12 and 13. "Only you can work through your problems of your heart, and you will grow as you do. You are responsible for yourself. I'm responsible for myself." This idea of creating these personal property lines speaks volumes to me. It's very easy that, and Nehemiah could have done this as well, right? If I don't have these lines of that I'm not willing to cross, like I have a mission, but I can't cross that line, because the moment I cross through that line, then I'm taking on more than what I was designed to do.
And you open yourself up for people to take advantage of you.
That's the big part.
That's the byproduct.
Right. That is the byproduct. And it sometimes it feels good, because you're like, man, I'm killing it. I must be good at this, because people keep coming into me, and then I'm taking on all their junk.
Okay.
And then the problem becomes, because I don't have a boundary line there, I become
Or rather, you've let your boundaries be crossed.
I've moved the line even.
Yeah, you've allowed the line to be moved.
That's it.
Sure.
When we allow that line to be moved, it renders me ineffective.
Yes. Yes, of course. How could it not? I was thinking of this. I had a guy that worked for me some years ago, and he worked for me for a good long time. And when it started out, the first few years, he was a great worker, and I could depend on him exclusively for very specific tasks at work. And I don't remember when, and this can be the problem with like not being firm on your boundaries and then looking back and going like, when did this even start? But slowly over the course of his working for me, some years in, and then for even a few years while he still worked for me, he became less reliable. And I would try to approach it, and I thought I was being kind is the thing. I really thought I was being understanding and forgiving, and I would just go, "Hey man, it took you 3 times longer to get the task done today. Is there something going on?" No, I'm good. And then I would see a bounce back, because I'd check him on that accountability part, and I'd see a bounce back for a period of time. But, like any of these things, it would build back to it. And then here's where my boundary was crossed. Rather than immediately when I see it disintegrating, I'd let it slide a little further every time. And I would pick up some of the slack at work so that it's just getting done, because again, it's got to get done. So here's me now stepping into the task I had gave him that he had the capability to achieve. He just wasn't anymore. And he would be doing other things on the job site that were not job things. And as I started to find out more about his personal life, I started reading some of the tea leaves there for a guy who I came to respect less and less as a human for some of the stuff he was doing outside of his husband life. Mm-hmm. And I still didn't get rid of him. And it bothered me, man. Because I knew that kind of lifestyle was hurting his family, and it was going to eventually hurt him too. And I would see like he'd get caught up in something and he'd kind of carry it into work. And I'd try to push back, but it was always kind of these watered down pushbacks when I should have just been firm from that place that I had originally set. Like, here's what you're here to do. You're here to work for me, and you get a paycheck for working for me. And these are the things I expect from you every day, and I'm going to hold you to them. And if you don't do them, there will be a repercussion for that. Mm-hmm. But I kind of moved those lines. I allowed them to be moved. And then I wouldn't fulfill the penalty frequently. I would just kind of go, if it happens again though, bro, I'm going to have to. So he's reading that. And, people are going to take advantage of that. I don't think it's maliciousness. It's really like, yeah, you don't follow through on your stuff anyways, so why there's no real threat there. It's an idle threat.
We allow them to move the boundary lines for us.
Right.
Because our desire is, I want what's best for you.
Yes.
I want you to see it.
And I care.
And I care. I don't want to be that guy, but at the same time too, though, if I continue to allow them to move the boundary line,
I actually don't care is the thing.
That's it.
What it is I don't care for the conflict that's going to come from me standing my ground, because I knew there would be conflict. In my analysis, that is the truth. I was fearful of the conflict that would happen. I needed a guy on the job site, even if his productivity was down. I feared that not having him there at all would bring us down that much more. What I didn't realize, and here's the dirty little secret of this, is it's infectious. So I'd start to see the other guys going like, well, he ain't even doing nothing. And they start building off that. And all of a sudden you have a whole crew of guys that aren't being as effective as they can be because one guy in there has poisoned the whole thing. And it's like, it took my father-in-law, shout out to Izzy, to step in, and he was helping me one day with this little project. And he goes, what is this? This is insane. Jonny, you're putting up with this? And I was like, I know. And he goes, no, it's got to stop now, buddy. I can't believe I'm telling you this. You got to cut that off right now.
It's a cancer. If you don't cut the cancer out, it spreads.
And it was like, oh man, and I had all the excuses. And he goes, no. On the other side of this, you're going to thank me for this. And he was right. In fact, the interesting thing is everybody's productivity had become so low that when I actually got rid of him, productivity went up. And I'm not saying it went up to where whatever, it went up all across the board because everybody thought, oh my gosh, he will fire a guy.
Yeah.
And he's not here anymore. And I kept having people ask me like, are you going to bring him back? And I go, no, he's done. And they were like, oh. And now I stick to my rules. That was a great lesson for me. These boundaries that I set, they have to, when I give a repercussion on the other side, if there's going to be a penalty, I have to stick through with that penalty or I'll create that same atmosphere again. And I just can't. And I've gotten better at it. And by the way, when this is another piece is like, as you set these boundaries and as you're firm in them, you can be firm and still compassionate.
You absolutely can.
So you say, hey, we got this boundary here. Is there something else going on that I don't know about? So you don't have to come in like, hey, man, you didn't get this thing done. You can come in and go, hey, my expectation was this, and you've fallen short of it. Is there something going on?
That's restore him gently.
That is. But if then he poo-poos it, you go, I need this thing done, and you're going to now face the penalty of it.
That's right.
Now, I will allow somebody to give me a good reason why something has happened. Oh, you're late on the job site a couple times this week. Why? My wife's sick, and I've been getting the kids to school. Oh, next time, give me a notice in advance, and I'll compensate for that. No problem. Mm-hmm. And that then sets a new boundary. They need to contact me in advance because I'm still going to expect you're here every day at the right time. But if you call me in advance, like I just told you, new boundary set, now I know and now I can make things right.